What is good, Internet? It is Spirit of Paradox here, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be continuing with Ultimate Nightmare issue number 4, and this is the first story of the Ultimate Galactus trilogy. In this storyline, an alien signal has reached the Earth, telling them that the end is coming. But this alien signal is emitting from a hidden base in Russia, and members of the Ultimates and the Ultimate X-Men have gone in to investigate. But when they go inside of this base, they witness horrors beyond belief. What do they find? Well, let's find out. If you guys are fans of the Ultimate Universe, this is the channel you want to be on. We cover the original and the new on the channel, so make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Let's begin. The story begins with the Ultimates, and Black Widow has some information on what is going on with the base. Well, this is all your fault, Captain. How's that? I found the relevant entries at last. This is all because of you. They expanded their effort down here, post-World War II. It seems whatever hit Tunguska was... They're making up words, but they mean it was biomechanical in nature. Ultimate Falcon asks, they're saying a device caused the Tunguska event? A recovered device, apparently. And after the war, they learned how to partially disassemble it. And Black Widow would go on to explain, they were terrified of you, Captain. Even though you were lost by then, an American super soldier, you reinvented ground war. It was the last thing they expected, and there were no guarantees that America wouldn't rediscover how to make more of you. So, they began a Cold War, battle to fight a soldier who no longer existed. The whole time you were asleep in the ice, these people were at war with you, and they had this thing, this artifact they were pulling apart, and they discovered that they could implant pieces of it onto guinea pigs. Plug one thing that works onto another thing that works. Exactly. These things that filled this place, Captain, these human horrors, these are your Russian cousins. Medical jokes kept underground for everyone's safety. Implanted with radio devices, monitored by nuclear landmines set to explode if they leave the area. These are the Russian super soldiers, Captain. You can hear them screaming. And we see these ultimate monstrosities lurking about in the base, hunting the heroes. In the next page, we follow up with the Ultimate X-Men as they prepare to go into battle, and Wolverine says, "So, I'm figuring this could have gone better. These ain't mutants. I mean, they're ugly, screwed up, weird-looking freaks, but mutants? No." Ultimate Colossus tries to talk these monsters down. "Please remain where you are." "Peter, what are you doing?" "Give me a second, Jean. We are a rescue team. We're here to help. There's a psychic here who's been calling out, but we can get all of you out of here." And one of these monsters that looks like a deformed version of Russia's version of the Hulk, I suppose, begins to speak to Colossus and says, You are Russian?" "Yes. There is no Soviet Union anymore. We know." "You are from where?" this creature asks. "An international rescue effort, not military, not governmental. Help us understand what's happened here. Help us find everyone trapped in this place." "You are here to help?" "That's right." And the monster begins to act joyful and picks up Colossus and says, Oh, my boy, it's been so long. Finally, there is kindness in this place. Finally, there is a good Russian boy to help us. And as the creature picks up Colossus, it says with anger, "You are a lying feces parasite from your mother's burst intestines," as it begins to try to kill Ultimate Colossus, and he knows, now it's go time. And as Colossus tries to break free from this monster's grasp, he says, "Okay, plan B. Smack the life clean out of their weird looking bodies." As we see, Ultimate Colossus goes in for battle, and Ultimate Wolverine joins suit. Well, it's about damn time. In the next page, we follow up with the Ultimates. As they begin to explore the base, the ground beneath their feet begins to rumble, and these giant green-greyish hands burst out of the ground. The Ultimates try to get to solid ground, with Ultimate Falcon taken to the air, barely missing these monstrous arms. As Ultimate Falcon gets to higher ground, he begins to fire upon these giant arms with his rifle, and shouts, "I'm out, how'd I do?" Ultimate Nick Fury continues to shoot at the arms just to make sure that they're dead, with Falcon asking, "You know what the worst thing is? I got to look down there. A couple dozen hands but only one head." And Fury lets him know, "The worst thing is we ain't there yet. How much more of this are we gonna have to contend with?" he asks. With Black Widow informing Fury, "They were down here a long time, Nick. Long enough to make a hell of a lot of mistakes. Mistakes too big to kill. Mistakes so bad they could do nothing but lock them up. And in a funny kind of way, it's all your fault. But perhaps you have to be Russian to appreciate the humor." And Captain America's like, "Yeah, whatever." As we continue, we follow up with the Ultimate X-Men in the middle of battle. And the thing is, Jean and Logan are having an argument when fighting these monsters. "This is wrong," she shouts. "What's your problem? Squeamish all of a sudden?" "Oh, shut up, Logan. Like having a 3-figure personal body count makes you clever or something. Hey, this is what these guys wanted. Look at them. This is what they were made for. I'm just better at it than they are." And Jean claps back and says, "Yeah, and I'm better at actually doing my job than you are. So shut your mouth before I shut it for you. I'm finishing this now." As Ultimate Jean Grey begins to use her powers, Ultimate Colossus asks, "Jean, are you doing that? I don't know if I want you to be doing that or not." As Jean Grey uses her powers, she uses them to make the floor crumble beneath the feet of these monsters, sending them down below into the base. Now that Jean Grey has disposed of the monsters for now, she lets her X-Men know, "We've come this far. We're going to get to the center of this thing and find out what the hell is going on." Jean begins to break down here and say, "Can you imagine if those things had kids? What would they have done to them? There's no reason a mutant child could not have been conceived here. Imagine growing up in this place, a baby in an underworld of monsters. I've been here an hour and I'm going crazy. I don't want to think about years of this place being all you knew." But Logan says to her, "Janie, your ear. What about it?" And Logan explains to her, "You're pushing your telekinesis too hard. You burst some blood vessels in there. Then quit looking for things to prove your manhood on and help me find the kid who won't stop screaming in my head. Every second, Logan. Every second it gets louder and more desperate, and it's not stopping." As we move along, we continue with the Ultimates, and Falcon says, "One thing I don't get, you are a Russian super soldier. And Black Widow would respond, there were at least 4 different programs I know of to develop a super soldier, and obviously one I didn't. Box within boxes. I guess. How are we doing? Asked Cap. 100 meters or so from the central space. Good. According to the scans, the central space is vaulted, reaching right up to topsoil level. We'll have a better chance of restoring radio contact. And Cap says, we've got another inmate ahead. As he points his gun at this inmate, we see them rocking a red star on their chest. With Fury saying, well gee, I guess we should negotiate. No wait, we should just kill him. And this man says, no, you could not, American. Well, that's new. Prison hierarchy. There's always going to be one guy who gets enough food and keeps it together, with Captain America responding, and there's always a good reason why that guy's in prison in the first place. And the inmate says, I am the... What is the English? I am the trustee, eh? And you, I know who you look like, who you are in the mask. Captain America. Finally, they said to me, the good workers of this place, they say we make you great. We make you great because one day you meet Captain America. The Americans built super captains of the battlefield, and one day, and so I have waited and guarded the means of productions like a good worker. And so, you have come to me. I always knew you would. I have considered our fight for many decades. There is music in this. Do you understand, Captain? Great music. But I said to them, I have no shield. And they said to me, we cannot replicate his shield. And the Ultimates look at this inmate with horror in their eyes. So, I made my own. As we find out, this man has made a shield of his own out of human skin and flesh, and we also find out this man is Ultimate Red Guardian of the original Ultimate Universe. So in this universe, he was a lot more twisted when it came down to his design and concept. I got an idea, Cap. Let me run this up the flagpole and see who salutes it. Let's just shoot him and keep going. And Cap says no. You 3 breach the door and finish this mission. Because you know what? I knew Russian soldiers during the war. They were good, decent men, and they made horrible, painful sacrifices to defend their people. And to see them turn into the people who make monsters and keep them on the ground on top of a minefield, to see people like you proudly complicit in this nightmare. Yeah, I'll give you your fight. You've waited 40 years for me to come and beat the blood out of you, freak. I kind of feel it'd be rude not to oblige. You heard the captain. Sam, bust open that door for me now. Let's get this done. And as we see Ultimate Captain America and Red Guardian sizing each other up, they both say to each other, I have had 40 years to plan this battle, Captain, and it's going to take 5 minutes to plant you in the dirt. In the next page, we follow up with the Ultimate X-Men, and we see Jean using her abilities to dismantle the walls in the base, and Logan tells her, Jeannie, you gotta ramp it down, sweetheart. You're ripping yourself up here. Oh, what do you care? Huh? I said, what do you care? And Jean explains her frustration with Logan that's been rampant throughout this story. You're the guy who confesses to being hired to kill the professor. After I let you go to bed with me, so really, Shut up with anything that sounds like you care, because you don't. Nobody cares. Nothing matters. No escape. And in Jean's outburst, she becomes taken over by this signal, and she spouts, "It comes, and there's no escape. All the stars go out." And Logan says, "The closer we get to this thing, this kid, whatever it is, the closer we get, the worse she's getting. I've totally lost my sense of direction. Which way?" asked Colossus. "That door." "You take down that door, Colossus." "Jean?" "We are all dead." "Don't touch me. You make me sick," shouts Jean. And as we see Colossus bust down the door, he lets them know, "It's lit in here. Where's the power coming from? There's light and when Ultimate Colossus finally busts down the door, he asks, "What is that?" And Jean responds to him, "Nothing. No escape. All die here. My nightmare." And that is where Ultimate Nightmare issue number 4 ends. So that was Ultimate Nightmare issue number 4, and I've got to say, I really enjoyed this issue. I really like this one because with the other issues leading up to this prior book was more set up for the story and setting the tone and the horror of the storyline. So Ultimate Nightmare is the first storyline in the Ultimate Galactus trilogy, but Ultimate Nightmare is more of a cosmic horror on Earth kind of story, and it was really well done. And with this issue, we got to see more information about this base in Tunguska, and we also got to see this new iteration of Red Guardian that we normally see from Marvel Comics. And this one, it's a lot more darker and a lot more twisted in this concept and interpretation of the character, which I really like. And we also do need to remember, a lot of the time with the original Ultimate Universe and even with the new one, you know, you would normally get like a dark and like effed up version of the main Marvel Universe character that we all typically know and love. And with this version of Red Guardian, I do like, because it was very different and it was more of like a serial killer. And especially in the next issue, when we get to see Captain America and Red Guardian go at it, you really kind of get that feeling even more so. What I would like to mention as well is the artwork in this story, and mainly in the original Ultimate Universe. Artwork was pretty fire most of the time, but in this story, I really do like the pencil work and the artwork here. It really gets the dark kind of body horror and gritty kind of atmosphere to the artwork, where you could tell where these characters are. It looks musty, it looks old, it looks like them places smell like dog doo-doo that's been there for decades, you know, like the musty old deserted buildings. Like, you could just smell what it looks like when you just look at the pages, which I really do like. You know, like when I look at the artwork and where this space is, I could tell what it would smell like, and I'm not even there. So when you've got artwork that can really manage that kind of feel, I think you're doing a fantastic job. So really did enjoy this one. I do recommend this storyline, and we are gonna continue with the next episode right away. Literally, as this is uploaded, I'm working on the last issue right now, and that should be out in the next few days. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.